Mr. Moderator, this should be our last question.
Sounds real good. We have 5 minutes left. Transparency is the current buzzword in Illinois and nationally. The entire state of Florida has a standard of proactive posting of all public information. This standard makes the regulation of requiring a citizen to file a request obsolete. You just fire up your computer from home and take a look. In the internet age, to all the candidates, would you support a proactive posting of all public information?
Well, I think we're starting to put things in place to be better at that. We just bought this new scanner that scans, I don't know how many documents a second, but we put one down to the sewer department so we could do away with all of our paper in order to have all reports on the computer. The next thing that we should do, and what I would foresee in the city, is it will go to a server that would be in a central location where everything is fed with the high-speed internet lines, which were close to getting put in place by a contract that was signed in 2005, I think, Bob, on EDT, to where we've got free lines that we'll have available, glass lines, which we could move unbelievable amount of information into the city with. So I really think it's like one of the people in the audience and I were talking about a while ago. There's just a case heard with what's going on with all the new technology that's available, that the guys were at the council meeting and the guy on the end of the table tweeted as to how he was going to vote, and the guy on the other end answered, and all this occurred before the vote occurred. So they actually knew what was going on, and so that's how quick we're moving. And the lawsuit was you can't do that, and it was ruled that yes, you can. That's freedom of information, that he had the right to do that, and just because technology had passed everybody at the table didn't mean anything. And so, yes, I agree. I think we're headed to that exact thing, to be more open. Pam, who's?
I want to commend the city for the new website that they just put out, and that they're going to put the minutes and the agendas and the consent agendas. I'm sure Gail did a lot of that work, and Terrence. I really commend the new effort, the new website. I think it's fantastic. Glad to see it. Been looking for it, and appreciate that being available to the public. I believe when you see something good, you also say something good. And I really, really am impressed with what they're moving forward on that.
Well, you two have said it all. It's a good thing. We're going to do it. We, back several years ago, tried to work out a deal with Mediacom, for instance. They would, or we would tape our council meetings, and then we would send the tape out to the high school where their station was to originate the broadcast over the cable. Unfortunately, that was being taken care of by students at the high school, and sometimes they did, and sometimes they didn't, and eventually it went away. But while we were doing that, one morning I got a phone call from what appeared to be an elderly lady, and she says, why isn't the city council meeting on the cable? And I said, well, because of the technical difficulties out at the high school. And she says, I know you're doing something you don't want us to know, and that's why you're not putting it on the cable. Well, you know, that was her perception. But our council meetings are always open to anybody who wants to come. How many people do you think usually come to a council meeting? 2, maybe. As often as not, there won't be that many. And so this is one of the reasons why we're wanting to get to the website. We're wanting to do whatever we can to make people knowledgeable. We want people's input. We want people to understand what is going on. If you don't understand, if you're not educated about what is happening, you're going to be out of the picture completely. And so I think, as Bob and Carolyn have said, this is a good thing, and we're going to exploit it to the best interest of the people of the city.
I'm not going to take up a whole lot of time on passing on, but yes, anytime you can get information out to everybody is best for all. I mean, you're going to be shared the exact same information that everyone is given at the council, through the city government and everything. I mean, the exact same information we're all working upon. No hidden agendas, no closed door meetings or anything like that. This is what we're working on. That's what we need to work forward to. Getting that out at the speed of the internet, fantastic. You can bring your little smartphone with you and you can look at it and join us in the committee meetings and everything. And I say us, I'm expecting votes, please.
One of the things that, that wasn't mentioned, or at least I didn't hear it, is that, with this new website, you can, and you have been for a while, but it's going to be a better reception of the city council meetings as they go on. In the past, we've had complaints about people couldn't hear. Well, this, hopefully with this new website, it's going to be more clear, more concise, and allow the people to watch our meetings in open, and some other things that we plan on doing in the near future is posting all of our city ordinances online. We're going through those right now. We have some that's been there for quite some time that need to be repealed, have absolutely no use to the city anymore. But that takes time. Obviously, it takes that recommendation of our city attorney as to what to do with that. But this website is pretty well open-ended. It's brought a lot of availability to the people of Marion. One of the things that we added on that website was a new type of bill pay that has become kind of somewhat controversial here in the last week because of the attached fee to it. But we didn't do that to attach a fee to it. We did it to allow people to just have another option to pay their water bill and sewer bill without ever leaving their house. So I mean, we thought transparency was best, and it had no intentions of it not being. But sometimes people feel other ways. But that was our intention.
Keeps using this word transparency. Doesn't mean because you can't see it, it's something hidden. That's all I've got to say about that.
Yeah, transparency does seem to be the buzzword these days, and I am all for it. I think freedom of information requests are a good thing, and I think we need to provide those and have them out there to the public as quickly as possible. But one thing kind of crosses my mind when I think about all of this, and I don't mean any disrespect to anybody that has ever made a freedom of information request from anyone, but I guess the way I see it, if you become involved and attend the city council meetings and make yourself aware of what is going on, you won't need to make a request because you'll know. And that's what I'm challenging the city to do, the citizens to do, is become involved. And then there won't be all this hearsay about this or that, or he said, she said this. Become involved. There's not even a reason why the city of Marion shouldn't have 10,000 to 12,000 people turn out on April 5th. And I think it's sad that we don't have any more than that. So again, I'm challenging the city of Marion to become involved more than what has been happening in the past, because we have an opportunity for great things. Let's seize the moment.
I believe in transparency in government. I believe it's something that each and every one of us as citizens of this great nation should be able to know what's going on within our cities, our counties, our state. And it seems like a lot of times we don't hear or see anything until after the fact. And that's one reason that I've kind of decided to throw my hat in, because I get tired of that crap. Excuse me for the language. But it's, if you see something and you don't make any movements toward correcting it, what do you got to complain about? If you want to get something straight and stop something from being done, you've got to stand up. I mean, if you don't stand up, you might as well just stay seated. I think what I have seen, I'm bad, as they say. As far as the city council goes, I haven't been to hardly any meetings until I decided to throw my hat in the ring. But from what I have seen from this gentleman is, I've not seen any transparency with any of them. But I think we have a great community, and I think it's time that we're getting such a diversity in this city that we all need to stand up and know what's going on with this government and know what we can do and what we need to do to make this city grow and make it a great city. Thank you.
I believe that transparency is very important in government, and one of the first places to start with that is locally. However, that being said, I believe Marion is ahead of the game. Their website's very informative. If you want to know more, go to the council meeting. If you don't know, ask.
The advantage of being at the end of the table is everything has been said by the time it gets here. And I think the question somewhere was, do I support freedom of information? Is that the question, Adam?
Yeah, I'll just repeat the gist of the question. Currently, citizens are required to fill out paperwork requesting public information.
Yes.
Proactively posting it online would eliminate the need for that request.
Okay, the answer is yes.
I guess we're finished.
Thank you.
I want to thank everyone for coming, the candidates. We had a good turnout. I appreciate it so much. I hope this was informative and helpful to you. Municipal elections are important. All politics is local. Thank you for coming. Thank you to the media. And I guess we're done.
Thank you.
Remember your sacred trust at the ballot box. Thank you.